Today, I'm going to review a new sci-fi horror movie that just premiered on Hulu, No One Will Save You. This movie stars Kaitlyn Dever as Brynn, a young woman who lives alone in a rural town and faces a terrifying alien invasion. The movie is written and directed by Brian Duffield, who also made Spontaneous and Love and Monsters. But before I get into the details of the movie, I want to ask you a question. How would you explain the concept of electric current to someone who has no background in physics or engineering? One way to do that is to use an analogy, which is a comparison between two things that have some similarities but are otherwise different. For example, you could compare electric current to water flow in a pipe. The water pressure is like the voltage, the amount of water flowing per second is like the current, and the pipe's diameter is like the resistance. This analogy can help you understand some basic properties of electric circuits, such as Ohm's law or Kirchhoff's laws. Analogies are not only useful for teaching and learning, but also for creative problem-solving and innovation. Engineers often use analogies to find inspiration from nature or other domains and apply them to their design challenges. For instance, the shape of an airplane wing is inspired by the shape of a bird's wing, which creates lift by creating a pressure difference between the upper and lower surfaces. But analogies are not perfect. They can also lead to misunderstandings or misconceptions if they are taken too literally or applied too broadly. For example, the water pipe analogy for electric current does not account for some phenomena such as capacitance, inductance, or alternating current. Similarly, the bird wing analogy for airplane wing does not explain how airplanes can fly upside down or perform aerobatic maneuvers. So why am I talking about analogies in a movie review? Well, because No One Will Save You is a movie that relies heavily on analogies and metaphors to tell its story and convey its themes. The movie has only one line of dialogue in its entire 93-minute runtime, which means that most of the communication between the characters and the audience is done through visual and auditory cues. The movie also uses analogies and metaphors to connect the alien invasion plot with the personal drama of Brynn, who has a troubled past and a strained relationship with her community. The movie starts with Brynn waking up in her house, which is filled with model buildings and miniature figures that she makes as a hobby. She goes about her daily routine, which includes writing letters to her deceased friend Maud, who died in a mysterious accident that also caused Brynn to be ostracized by the town. She also listens to a radio show hosted by a man named Frank, who seems to be the only person who cares about her. One night, she hears a loud noise outside and finds an alien creature in her living room. The alien looks like a classic gray alien with big eyes and a big head, but it also has long fingers that can manipulate objects with telekinesis. Brynn manages to kill the alien by stabbing it in the head with a broken piece of her model town's bell tower. She then tries to escape from her house and seek help from the town, but she soon realizes that she is not alone. There are more aliens invading the town, and they have different shapes and sizes. Some of them are small and spider-like, some of them are large and tentacled, and some of them can control humans by attaching themselves to their throats. Brynn has to fight her way through the town, avoiding both the aliens and the hostile townspeople who blame her for Maud's death. Along the way, she encounters Frank, who turns out to be an old man living in a trailer park with his dog. Frank helps Brynn escape from the aliens and tells her that he knows what they are after. They want to harvest human souls for their energy. He also reveals that he has been communicating with Brynn through his radio show because he sensed that she has a special soul that can resist the aliens' influence. Frank takes Brynn to his secret bunker, where he shows her his collection of alien artifacts that he has been studying for years. He explains that he used to work for a secret government agency that dealt with alien encounters, but he quit after he discovered that they were experimenting on humans and aliens alike. He tells Brynn that he has been trying to find a way to stop the aliens from taking over the world, but he needs her help because she has a unique connection with them. Frank reveals that Brynn's friend Maud was actually an alien hybrid who was part of an experiment conducted by his former agency. Maud had telekinetic abilities like the aliens, but she also had human emotions like Brynn. She was able to escape from the agency's facility and befriended Brynn when they were children. However, the agency tracked her down and killed her, and blamed Brynn for the accident. Frank says that Brynn's soul is somehow linked to Maud's soul, and that's why the aliens are interested in her. Frank also shows Brynn a device that he built using the alien technology. He says that it can create a portal to the aliens' homeworld, where he hopes to find a way to stop them. He asks Brynn to go with him, but she hesitates. She says that she doesn't want to leave her home, even though she has nothing left there. She also says that she doesn't trust Frank because he has been lying to her and manipulating her. She accuses him of being obsessed with the aliens and not caring about her or anyone else. Frank tries to convince Brynn that he is doing this for the greater good and that he cares about her more than anyone else. He says that they have a special bond and that they can save the world together. He also says that he can help her find Maud's soul and maybe even bring her back to life. He tells Brynn that she is the only one who can save him from his loneliness and despair. Brynn is torn between her fear and curiosity, her anger and sympathy, her past and future. She doesn't know what to believe or what to do. She looks at Frank, who holds out his hand and smiles. She looks at the device, which glows with a strange light and hums with a mysterious sound. She looks at herself, who feels lost and alone. What will she do? Will she go with Frank to the alien world? Will she stay in her hometown? Will she find Maud's soul? Will she save the world? Will she save herself? No One Will Save You is a movie that asks these questions but doesn't give any easy answers. It is a movie that challenges the viewers to think for themselves and to make their own analogies and metaphors. It is a movie that uses science fiction as a way of exploring human emotions, relationships, and conflicts. It is a movie that combines horror and drama, action and suspense, humor and tragedy. The movie has many strengths, but also some weaknesses. The strengths include the performance of Kaitlyn Dever, who carries the movie with her expressive face and body language. She makes us care about Brynn's journey, even when we don't understand everything that is happening to her. The movie also has a strong visual style, with a contrast between the dark and gritty town and the bright and colorful alien world. The movie also has a creative use of sound, with a minimalistic score by Joseph Trapanese and an effective use of silence and noise. The weaknesses include the lack of dialogue, which sometimes makes the movie confusing or boring. The movie also has some plot holes and inconsistencies, such as how Frank knows so much about the aliens or why Brynn doesn't try to contact anyone else for help. The movie also has some cliches and tropes, such as the secret government agency or the alien hybrid. The movie also has some mixed messages and themes, such as whether Frank is a hero or a villain, or whether Brynn is a victim or a survivor. Overall, No One Will Save You is a movie that is not for everyone. It is a movie that requires patience and attention from the viewers, and it may leave them unsatisfied or frustrated by its ambiguous ending. But it is also a movie that offers an original and intriguing story with some memorable scenes and characters. It is a movie that shows how analogies and metaphors can be used to create meaning and emotion in science fiction. If you are interested in watching No One Will Save You, you can find it on Hulu or Disney Plus Star One. If you have already watched it, let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you have any suggestions for other movies that use analogies or metaphors in interesting ways, please share them with me as well. Thank you for watching this video review of No One Will Save You by Bing. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Please like this video if you did, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon to get notified of my future videos. Until next time, this is Bing signing off.